Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out Echo by Meloco Kyoran and Doppio Dropscythe. Now, this is a cover that has been requested for some time, so we're finally getting into it. I'm excited to hit play. I hope you are all as well. Let's do it in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Looks like we're gonna go pretty synth heavy. Oh, I know this song. I think I know the song. Maybe I don't know the song. I like. Okay. Okay, I'm a big fan of that. I actually really like that melody there. I will say, we're getting a lot of vocal effects, which I'm generally not a big fan of, but I think, this is one of those songs where we're definitely going to go a lot more heavy on the synths and, the vocal effects and just that digital aesthetic, right? So, it's going to be a given that we're going to have some vocal effects. But we're still getting a good amount of demeanor and intensity and projection in the vocals that pops out even past that those digital effects, and we're not getting a whole lot of suppression per se. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm actually quite happy with what I'm hearing so far. Nice. A lot of bass in. So we actually have these little these soft interjections in the back of the mix, and I can't quite tell if they're very highly edited vocal accompaniments or if they're just a synth. So it's this soft pulsing interjection, quite settling in on that mid to treble tonality. Okay. So we're playing a lot with the mix and just we're doing a lot of EQ manipulation. We're getting a lot of vocal effects. Generally not quite up my alley of music, but I'm gonna say that this is pretty well done. I'm actually a pretty big fan of how this is being handled. I do wish that maybe the vocals were a little bit cleaner. Just it's okay to have that vocal effect because we're trying to fit in with this aesthetic. But and I'm sure you've heard me say it a million times by now. But we don't need too much suppression on the vocals. We don't need to suppress the vocals. So, having those vocals a little more clean, but still having some digital effect, it's okay to have some slight pitch correction on them and stuff. But, we're getting so much of the aesthetic from the instrumentation that it's okay if the vocals are clean. Because you can still communicate the aesthetic without infringing on the inflections and the demeanors in the vocals. But I will say, this is pretty it's laying off the vocals to some degree because there's definitely a lot of room to encroach on how open the vocals are, but we're still hearing a lot of Meloco's projection. We can still hear the demeanor in her voice, and it's not infringing on that per se. So I'm okay with the amount of effect we're getting, but I just hope it doesn't pass this level.
Please come to the student council if you have any wishes or concerns.
Something bothering you? Don't worry, I'll handle it for you. That's what we're here for.
Even homework can be fun if we do it together. See?
Got caught doing something naughty, huh? Well, don't worry. I'll let you off the hook just this one time, alright?
Since I sang, my grades are...
Is this in the original song?
It's already past midnight. How the hell am I supposed to do any of my homework?
Okay.
Everyone needs help with homework? All of it?
What is happening?
No fighting in the hall.
Is this in the original? I'm assuming this is in the original.
Either get lost or come get some discipline.
The answer is the same as hers? Oh, I'm sorry for my clumsiness. Please let me try it again.
What do you mean they're complaining Doppio Dropscythe is too scary? They don't even know what's
Did they just write this to put it in?
What I really want to say is,
You know what I wish for? I wish that you would shut the hell up.
Okay.
Burn my house down to an ugly black.
Ooh.
I'm gonna burn my house down to an
Nice, sweet. Okay. I actually really like that. You can still tell that there is some soft pitch correction, but I like how we kind of eased off and we got more clean, more open, and you can tell, you can distinguish more of the vocal demeanors. You can tell how clean the voice is in comparison to before. Especially with those like blaring megaphone effects on the narration, which is okay. You know, the purpose of those, just that talking, I guess, it wasn't really to show off the vocals as much as it was to create a narrative and a frame of reference, I suppose, for the lyrics, which is interesting. I'm not sure if that was in the original, but it was interesting that they added that in there if it wasn't. But I do really like this segment here. I like how clean the vocals got there, and I like how the instrumentation kind of laid off and let them have their moment.
shut the hell up. I'm gonna burn my house down to an ugly black.
That sounds really good.
I'm gonna burn my house down.
Nice. Layer the vocals.
I'm gonna run away now and never look back. I'm gonna burn my
Okay.
house down to an ugly black. I'm gonna run away now.
Bringing in the digital snare.
Gonna burn my house down.
Rising the keys.
I'm gonna run away now and never look back. I'm gonna burn
Alright, hi-hats still consistent. Rhythm switch up on vocals. Okay. Okay, interesting. So we actually went all in on the bass elements and took out our treble-based percussives for that transition there, which is an interesting choice because we were building up a lot of tempo, but we ditched it for this interjection. I'm assuming we're going to get it back after this segment right here, but it's interesting to ditch that tempo after the build-up, but we did have a big tonality switch to the bass, so that makes sense to emphasize that rather than continue on the build-up. So we're emphasizing the switch up more than the progression.
What the hell's going on? Can someone tell me please? Why switch it faster than the channels on TV? I'm black and I'm white, no something.
Alright, bringing back the percussives there. Nice. Okay, so we added in another treble track actually. So we added another treble accompaniment to the vocals. A little bit extreme, but I would have actually preferred if that up high, that treble accompaniment was more clean rather than having so much effect on it, especially since we're already having the effect on what's already accompanying the main vocal. But I do like the progression. I do like the addition to the mix. Oh, and I like the switch. Ooh, nice run. Okay, that's criminal to have that run with the effect on. They should have made that clean. Come on. That was an awesome run we got from Meloco there. And Doppio is doing great handling those bass lines. And I'm okay with the effect on Doppio because he's creating this foundation for these runs that Meloco is pulling off. But when you also have the effect on Meloco's voice when she does those big runs, those cool inflections, it kind of just drops the ball. Because Doppio is doing an awesome job creating that foundation, creating that base for Meloco's voice to sit on. But then when we have the same effect on both of their voices, it kind of makes that irrelevant, and it kind of makes that foundation, that base that Doppio created, pointless because we're doing the same thing to Meloco's voice. We're not letting the juxtaposition show itself. We're just kind of applying the same effects as a blanket, and I'm not a big fan of that. I do wish, because that was an awesome run we got there, but it would have been really cool to have that clean and have her voice pop out of the mix there. But overall, you know, still pretty fun. I'm still enjoying it. I still like the mix so far.
Why not switch it faster than the channels on TV? I'm black and I'm white, no, something isn't right. My enemy's invincible, I don't know how to fight.
Are we gonna? Yep. Nice. Got cleaner there. Nice. I like that we're adding in that rasp, adding that intensity, and the effects are pulling off a bit on the main vocal there so we can get more of their voice through it. Alright. Are we gonna write out the instrumentation? Nope. Got interjections. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. I enjoy that. I enjoy that quite a bit. I will say, you know, obviously I had my nitpicks, I had my criticisms, but overall that was a pretty awesome cover. That was really enjoyable. I will say, you know, it's a bit disappointing at some moments to have that much digital effect, but overall, you know, this is a very synth heavy song. It makes sense to have that aesthetic. It makes sense to mess with the EQ a bunch, mess with the vocals a lot, but that can't just be throughout the whole song. And it wasn't throughout the whole song here. We did have moments where we pulled away from those effects and let the vocals shine up, especially with those big lifts. You know, when we had those instrumentation pullouts while we had the vocal lifts, we got some awesome vocals there. And I really liked the mix in those moments because it gave the spotlight to the vocals, as it should, especially for a VTuber cover when you're trying to showcase the vocalists, right? So it makes sense to have that mix environment in those moments, but I'm not a big fan of the fact that we just left the effects like as a blanket effect on all the vocal tracks going forward, because you know we had like it makes sense to pull away those effects for the vocal spotlight, which we did. So when we're showcasing the vocals and adding new vocal tracks later, why did we leave the effect? That's like my question, because obviously we knew that taking away the effect would showcase the vocals better. So why did we leave the effect later on? That like incongruity just doesn't make sense to me. But overall, as a whole, I enjoyed this cover quite a lot. I thought it was a very nice. I quite like the composition. It's a very catchy song. It's a very fun song. And I believe they had some fun recording it, especially with those little voice acting lines in the middle. But I will say, you know, I do have my nitpicks there. But overall, pretty fun. Thank you very much for recommending that I check this out. And as always, feel free to recommend more things for me to check out. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more reactions like this one. Thank you for watching.